all doing the water project one day. We all got to volunteer with it, and we were carrying heavier things of water for the elderly that lived maybe closer to the church, so we were helping them get the water to their house. We were helping one woman, it was me and Brandy, and she was walking down the street. She was so excited to have us helping her that she was walking down the street saying in Spanish, "Look at all the help I have!" And so that just really helped me reflect on how much it truly means to people when you're helping them out.
So normally on mission trips, I've built houses or worked on flooring, but this trip has been different to me because I worked in the garden and I built relationships with people,
as well as nurturing plants in the garden. I think that has changed me for the better on this trip by learning about food, tourism, and culture, as well as immersing myself in the culture of Cuba and realizing that they have so little but are happy with the little that they have. I can learn from the Cuban people, and I have in turn realized that I don't have to settle for something that I thought I wanted to do with my career in the hospitality field. Being able to go abroad has always been a dream of mine, and I know now that I would like to work with volunteer groups someday and coordinate their trips to make sure they have a great time immersing themselves in the culture where they are traveling. I am so thankful to have had the opportunity and been chosen to go on this trip to Cuba and grow myself and learn to have the confidence in myself to achieve my lifelong learning goals as well as my career aspirations.
Thanks to the opportunity that Global Visions is giving me, I have been able to make memories this last 2 weeks that some people take an entire lifetime to make. I have met people with different experiences, different ideas, personalities that I never thought could exist. And one particular instance is my English conversation partner, Demai. Throughout the last 2 weeks, we spent at least 20 hours together just having simple conversations and learning about each other's cultures. And it was that interaction, I think, is the purpose of Global Vision and what it represents. It's about the volunteer work, it's about the dedication to service, but it's also about understanding and the educational value of just talking to people and being able to communicate different perspectives on global issues. As a student of political science, to me, it's more than just what you read or what people have written. It's about the experiences that people have made that those words are trying to relate. And you understand it more when you experience it firsthand instead of simply reading about somebody else's experience. And that is what Global Visions actually represents.
While here in Cuba, I had the opportunity to learn about what it means to be a hard worker. I worked in the community garden, and here they work from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. to grow food to help feed the people of Cuba. After 3 hours of work in the heat and the sun, I couldn't work anymore, but they work all day, every day. Before this trip, when I heard the word socialism, I thought of a society where everything was given to them, but this isn't necessarily the case. These people they all have 2 to 3 jobs, and they work from sunup to sundown. Their work ethic will truly be inspirational for the rest of my life.
This week we were told that you change the world once you change your mind, and that's incredibly true. I came to Cuba not exactly wanting to teach younger children. I thought I would work better with adults or teens. But when I got my assignment, it turns out that I was teaching 4 8 to 10-year-old girls English. I spoke very little English. I spoke very little Spanish. They spoke very little English. But we still managed to make it work, and they learned so much in the process. And by the end of the week and a half, they gave me all these sweet notes and sentiments. This one is my favorite. It says, "Te quiero mucho, te quiero dar beso en tu cara," which is, "I love you very much, and I would like to kiss you on your cheek." And then they all kissed the paper for me, so there's some lip gloss smears here. They just filled my heart with so much joy and more than I could ever imagine. And I'm so grateful for the opportunity. My world did change once I changed my mind, and I hope their world changed a little bit for the better too.
always been a big deal to me, which is why I initially chose to come on this trip. But I've learned so much more about volunteering while I've been here. Before I've been just, helping kids at kids camps and just helping around my community as much as I can. But coming to a different community and seeing how it affects different kinds of people in all different kinds of way, it's truly amazing. I mean, I've helped little kids, I've helped university kids my age with learning English and helping them understand English. And one of my partners even thanked me and said that he's learned so much in the last 2 weeks, more than anybody else. And it's always so touching me because I love to help people and that's what I'm here for. And so just every day being able to help people, it's so much different than what I've done in America.
Some other volunteers to help paint the inside of a house. While we were painting, we ran into a segment of the wall that we couldn't quite reach. Luckily, our local Cuban painter, Daniel, was very innovative whenever he came up with an idea to tie a paintbrush with some latex gloves to a broomstick in order to be able to reach this segment. To me, it just showed that even though Cubans have very little, they are very creative whenever they run into problems. They just have to work with what they have.
So being here in Cuba through Global Visions has helped me realize that there's a lot more to being abroad than just being a tourist. And one of my favorite moments was watching my kids struggle with the English lesson that I had and having them excel at it. And of course the only reason, or the main reason that they did so well is because they had a reward in mind, which was bingo. And this was exactly what I was hoping for out of this experience, which was reassurance that I could be a good English teacher or tutor and that I can continue this and pursue this in the future.
I think my favorite thing about this entire experience in Cuba is the relationships we were able to make with the local people. On the very first day we went to church and we were all kind of nervous and uncomfortable, and it was really more of an observational experience. And then a week later we went to a church service again in the same church, and it was amazing to see everybody coming up and giving us hugs and seeing us through all of our friends from our work sites and from the church itself. And it was really incredible to see what an impact we could have on the community and what an impact they could have on us in just a week.
Así vendrá.